Alright, well last time I didn't have a lot of changes to report. This time, I do. Look at that wall. Look at the size of that. And that sidewalk. That's just awesome. It's turning out really, really well. Okay, so let's kind of look at this railing. If you look here, because there's a lot of it that's not done, but see how obviously it has to sit on one side or the other, but there's a smooth tile that has a center knob on it that can make it so that this railing goes exactly how I want it to, which is down the center of these pillars that house the lights. Wished I could make them light up, but yeah, that's not possible. Anyway, the next big thing back here, which you probably noticed in addition to that big wall, is this vine that's climbing up the house with those pink and white flowers. Well, the vine climbs as high as the house goes right now, but our flower bed right there, a matching one over here. Originally, if we come over here, these are the flowers that I had over here, but if you look, I love the color of them. If you look at them, they got some height to them. And I put them here, and I went to move this wall out, and it kind of makes me think of a slider on a trailer coming out as that slides out. Anyway, if you look, those tall flowers over there, they didn't clear. So that's where we kind of, I mean, I like my window, my bump outs, but there's going to be some limitations when you get close up to the house. But anyway, another big change here too is the window here to this bathroom. Very pleased with how that's turned out. It is a bit of a style change or departure from the rest of the house, which is fine. I think the biggest thing here, this wall is a single, meaning that the rest of the walls on this house, like this one, that's 3 thick. Most of the exterior walls are going to be like this. That's what allows for that depth that is there. It allows for a color transition from the outside to what is on the inside. And in this case, I knew that the bathrooms were just going to be white. And I didn't need to make a large transition wall. But it does everything I needed to do. There's our toilet paper on the spool. But you know, in the bathroom, it's got those nice great columns when you look from the inside. Not that we're going to be in there using it anytime soon, but I got the lights onto the house to show some other things. And so there's the bathroom lights. I did change the hardware. So we had a gray in there. Just thought it was kind of builder grade and that the house should have, you know, brass. So we got a brass toilet flusher. You know, my kids had said that my toilets are wrong, that I should have one with a tank up top. And I've toured many mansions over the years, and I've seen homes built in the early 1900s that did have toilets like this. So I'm not off base there with that, just in case that's crossed any of your minds. There is a matching, I did add some, like kind of a sconce kind of a light that is now coming out, and it has a red, I don't know, decorative top that kind of goes with the floor there. Some changes there. Let's see if I can get this back in here in a timely fashion. Some of them can be a little tricky. There we go. Okay, moving on down. And actually what I'm going to do as I pull that wall out, I'm going to cut the lights to the room. Oh yeah, look, we can see the glow in there. That's totally cool. Okay, so this wall, we're just going to slide the wall out onto our little sidewalk here. We're going to pull it out. Let me set it down. Okay, so we're going to come in here, and hopefully we can see in here well. Oh yeah, there we go, our low light. Okay, so the room is some of this furniture was here before. Oh, here. We got to move him out of the way. Some of the furniture was here before, but it wasn't actually fixed down, and now it's all there, fixed. It won't move. Well, you know how Lego fixes things. Anyway, okay, so this is a nice little sitting area that we got going on underneath our columns here. You can play cards here if you want. Look, we got our lights on. So we got a nice little glow reflecting off the table. And then back there, you know, that's what kind of the times was. You had this little tray, or a little silver tray that had your cups or glasses, brandy, or whiskey. I put brandy and whiskey together and came up with burgundy. Anyway, that's what that is back there. It's some alcohol. We got a little lamp. Anyway, there's our radiator. Come along here. And the biggest thing, which is why I wanted to turn the lights off, was that fireplace. Here, let's come over here and see if we can get a better angle in there. Our second radiator in the room. Of course, that big fireplace. And these books they got coming out now, what Lego does. Look at Moby Brick. I love it. That book is, it is in here so that it doesn't fall out. Those things on the side obviously keep it in there, and then the flower is decorative, but also helps keep it in there as well. This lamp, it's a floor lamp. I tried to make it as vintage looking as possible. I think I did a pretty good job. That fireplace though, look at that. It's just huge. Here, let's come up over here over the railing and take a look over what you would see when you look down there. Pretty cool. And look at our newspaper back there. Just throw back there some flowers. Lamps that you'll see back there. Just really cool. Here, let me swing around the other side of the house. And we'll take a look at the room from this side. There's that. See, that wall right there was not there before. So that's actually, let's see if we can get this wall back in here. That way we have an idea of what it looks like from this side. Oh, here, let me take the front of the house out now. There we go. Yeah, see, you can see how gorgeous that looks. You can see our light. Look down there. Okay. All right. So let's put this wall back in here. We have a lot more to show out back. We're going to turn the lights back on. Okay, let's put our light back on. Continuing down here. Yeah, see outside right here? Some changes that are noted here. This was not here before. We've got that. These were white before. I've changed them to gray. Not because they stand out more, because I could order more, and I might change it back to white. I don't know, but I have like 5 of the gray ones. I only had 2 of the white little ones, so you got to work with what you have. Okay, so here, this part of the home, there's a lot of changes here. That window, and the biggest one is this window. Again, we're trying to keep a similar theme style with many of the other windows in the house. Okay, that wall comes out. We will set that down there. And this room, in many videos, this room has just been a collection of different Lego pieces, because I knew the room was going to be a dining room, and that's what it is. It's a dining room, the second one, but this one where it's reserved for formal events, this one is just breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I have it set up right now for tea. We're going to have some tea and pie. That's what we got. I was on the Lego website yesterday, and they've got some new neat little teacups that, of course, are sold out. I ordered a bunch more Legos because building that big wall and some other things consumed a lot of things. But the room, look at this paneling. It just turned out so well. I think the room has a lot of masculine colors. This green right here is what the room is going to be all the way around beside that wood paneling look. It's going to be going around the fireplace. I think that green is just gorgeous. The fireplace, another. Look at that. It's so simple, but Victorian in so many ways. You probably can't tell, but that dark band going across there is also green, so it matches the wall. I am going to take some still pictures afterwards, but I'm going to light these lights up from behind. Look at those little dragonflies on them. I love it. Anyway, I think the room has got a lot of masculine colors, so that's where we got some flowers to add a woman's touch there. And the red chairs, there's not a thing that's red in there, but they just, I think, look good. You got those columns back there. If you guys remember, the hallway, everything in here was just littered with a bunch of stuff that I was going to use for this room. And now it's done. Well, mostly done. Okay, let's get the wall back in there. Oh, the fireplace. I did want to talk about the fireplace between these two. So if we look at, and we go from that hearth down there on the bottom, and we go all the way over here to the hearth there, we're talking this is like 10. The fireplaces themselves are about 8 thick. See, just look at from the outside how thick that is. Things like that. I mean, yes, I'm going to keep true and have the fireplace continue all the way up through the house. And this fireplace is going to be lit up as well, making those flames look like they're glowing. But okay, anyway, moving on to the bathroom that's over here. Now we have matching windows, and they were matching before. They were just kind of, I don't know, basic. Anyway, so matching windows as far as the bathrooms go. And this bathroom, it mirrors the other one over there exactly, other than we've picked different tile. We've got a green theme over here and matching accent on the sconce lights. Got our door, got a matching arch, just like the other bathroom. I don't know if you paid attention to that one over there. Another really big thing that we got here is this. This is the servants' stairwell. Start up here. The tiles that were here were just 1x4 or 1x6s, and I kind of wasn't thinking at the time when I laid them down. 2x2 tile like this is more of what would have been put down at the time. And this window is a huge departure from what was there before. Look at the other video and you will see it was not. In my mind I thought, well, it's the servants area, so we need to make it look kind of basic. But it really was an eyesore. It took away from the rest of the house. So on the inside, there we go, we updated our tiles down there. I should plug the lights on so we can see the kitchen down there, but here's what this looks like on the inside. Bunch of different layers that kind of match up with the ceiling I had done in there. I had lights running through there too. These lights that you see right there, but I needed the lights to actually change direction and come down the middle of this wall right there. Part of the reason why too these walls get so thick, so you can run things through them and not have issues. But this bathroom is going to be lit up just like this one is, where we have that cool ceiling. In order to do that, I need the lights to change direction. So the lights are going to run through there, run through that bathroom, pass through that hole, light up the stairwell down here, and then come out that hole and continue into the butler's pantry. That's what they're going to do. All right, let's get this wall back in here. Oh, that one's smooth. Okay. Oh, you know what? Here, let's take a look. This right here. This is what I originally had. See that empty spot right there? That's on the plate that I'm holding here. That's where the pie went. And my wife and kids said, that's a lot of food. And I kind of said, you know, it wasn't about how much food they had. It was kind of like a status thing, showing off. Look at how much stuff I have. Anyway, it did look cluttered in there. I was originally not going to put anything on the table, and I was just going to have it a smooth surface. But one thing I really don't like, and as crazy as it sounds, and we'll get to this piece next, I'm jumping ahead of myself, is knobs like this. I think they have no place in a finished house. Unless you're going to do carpet, I think then they can represent carpet. But other than that, I don't like to look at it. If you look at this house everywhere, that's a finished surface. I like the smooth tiles, everything to be smooth. I think it's more accurate. But anyway, I jumped ahead of myself a little bit here. So we'll just kind of go ahead into it. Here we go. We've started the driveway, which has always been that the house obviously sits high. We have our garage here. This is where I'm going to put a barn over here. And some other things. This is obviously the servants area, so it's not going to be seen by your guests or anything else like that. But this is the hill, the driveway. We'll come along here, going down, kind of come down over here, and this is where the guests are going to come in, and you're going to come and see your home. So over here, you know, just like what we got here with that white wall, and we're going to really, it's not going to just dead end like that. That's only because this is what's finished. I'm going to have some steps down to it. This area right here is going to be kind of a big garden, trees and flowers. Obviously, we're going to have a big hill that comes out to match up with this. That's always been the idea. That's why that sits up high. That's why those colors are there. In my mind, they're garbage colors. For the intents and purposes of the house. So they're going to be hidden. And I don't care what color they are. And I'm not using all my nice white for something you're never going to see. Anyway, these my wife said that she thinks that's a little steep. I put a lot of work into that. It's the structure of it. Trying to keep weight down as much as possible. So we've got your legs there. Beams that run along here, another leg, some device locking there so that we reduce flex in this as it goes down, touches down there at the bottom, and then it makes a pretty smooth transition here, I think. The gray, it is going to be left just like this. I'm not sure some of these lines where the Legos meet up kind of bother me a little bit, but you know, it's just the nature of it. Anyway, they didn't have like cement driveways. They had gravel, and that's what the gray represents, which is why the front of the home is gray. This is gray. Ran out of gray here, but you know, we're going to be putting these plates here, so I knew that I'd be putting gray. And then we kind of move over here to a green where the barn and some other things are going to be put. But these aren't fastened down by anything, so I can interchange them if need be. The front of the home. Several changes up here that we'll kind of get into. The biggest thing is I'm continuing. These lights are going to be a theme around the home. I think they embody exactly what would have been then. Brass, nice, kind of a bulbous light. Some of the detail here is on the front of the home that I'm not going to put on the back. But just like the back of the home, that white wall with a railing running up top, I do want to light it up. That's a challenge in itself there, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, this railing too, there's still some work here. See how it sits to the outer edge here? I want it to be centered. We talked about, that's a lot of light. We talked about last time how I thought this was a little boxy. Not that I rounded it off that much, but we got some things here. We've added some nice columns there at either end. Rounded off again with these lights, some of this round detail. And we're continuing with this gold design there as well. And these ones as well, we need to run the railing down the center of that, so the base is going to need to pop out a bit. And something else that's new is, if you looked at the last video, and I even mentioned I didn't really care for that top of that window, and that is something I like. I can live with that now. And the next biggest thing, I don't think, oh yeah, let's show over here. Same idea, just need some changes that are going to happen there. Started the yard, so the idea is we're going to have, a fountain over in this area, so that the driveway will kind of be like this, where you come in, drop your guests off, take your cars over here, and you park them down there. Anyway, this is the next biggest thing. Oh, I did want to show this area over here. Last time we showed that desk and chair with the phone and the letter. That is back in there behind glass now. We've added these windows that I think are just have such neat detail. The biggest thing last time was kind of, I had to tear into this, because if you look at the last video, this railing, which has been here the whole time, and there's not many changes other than we've gone up a few extra stairs, but that same design mirrored on the other side of the stairs where that window is down there. What I didn't do is, like I was explaining earlier, is you have your outside colors and your inside colors, and I like the windows to be that brown. And anyway, I had to add that and get rid of the railing there, and we've added some stairs continuing up. But the last biggest thing, oh, you know what? Before I dive into this room, let's take a look at this room from this side, so we can see the glass, the wall there. I'm going to put some more, you know, kind of like what we've got down there. Let me angle the camera. Like what we got all the way down there. We're going to put some chairs or a couch there, kind of a thing. Not a huge couch. Not a huge couch like that, but kind of something like this in this area. But look at the detail on this. This is a ledge. You know, back then they would have had a ledge where you rest things on there, and that's what the idea is. Obviously, you know, there's gonna be a lot of things that need to be finished with it, but that's the idea. This bathroom, the outside of the door, you look at that, it matches very well with what we're doing over here around. You know what, another thing too I forgot to point out is all these rooms have these pocket doors. I have them all pushed back now, but they all have these pocket doors. Pocket door, pocket door. There's even pocket doors in there, you know, so like this one. That door slides closed and open. And the idea here is the servants are coming up from the kitchen. They come through that pocket door. Guests are to come through these two doors over here. And rooms, it's not like homes nowadays. Everybody wants an open concept, and that's not how things were. They were closed off. But this room is different. Now, I've always had, I had a door there, and a pocket door there, and two pocket doors here. And in fact, they're sitting right here. This is my door graveyard. I'm not going to tear them apart because they'll be used on the second floor. But this is a departure from how the rest of the house is, where we have this nice big opening with these columns. Just turned out. Yeah, the fireplace still needs some work there. I'm missing some stuff, but okay, where were we at? We're back to this room. Now this is a guy's room. You know, so over here, this is the ladies' room. The colors, we've got the flowers, it's very feminine. And then we come over here and we've got our man stuff in here. We've got a knight with his big sword. And then we've got, I love this, a wolf. Now I wanted a deer. And they have a Christmas set with a reindeer and it's big antlers. And I thought, well, if it wasn't one piece, you know, maybe I could hang the head on the wall. But it's all one big Lego and you can't take it apart by piece. But anyway, I thought this turned out really well. This actually was really fun. I had fun looking for this. I think he's Wolverine. And if you look at the other video, in one of my still pictures, let's take the wall out. I took a picture of looking down here, and now when you look down here, you see him. Yeah, look at that. Our fireplace, it's gonna be lit up. Oh, I have a bunch of stuff just sitting in the room that are gonna, I think, be in there. I don't know. But anyway, the ninja swords there. Yeah, I'm a balanced person. I have to have things balanced. Look at that. See, balanced. If we have something on one side of the fireplace, we have it on the other. If you look at all the different things, we're always balanced. But my son, so my point is, we're not balanced here. We only have one frog on the left side of that fireplace. And my son was like, just leave it. You don't have to have two things. You don't have to have one on the other side. So that's a nod to him. Anyway, this room has been built up by a lot. I mean, last time, this window wasn't done. Oh, I forgot to mention the red flowers. They were taken out for a couple of videos. But I put them back. I think they just add that nice depth and that height that I think is needed to the front entryway. I did want to swing around and look at these halls without all that stuff in them. But let's take a look here at this room from this angle. So another nod to the masculine versus femininity. See how the trim on this window is white? Everything is just white. And then we come in here and it's black. We got a black radiator with gold. You know, we're being men in this room. Anyway, one thing I did want to point out, I need to get this light out of the way. It's kind of annoying. One thing I did want to point out is this staircase. Look at how the staircase is coming up in the middle of this wall and how we have to marry the two and make that transition. Staircase goes up, returns. We're going in between this wall, so we're going over the wall. Part of that staircase is going to be in this room, shown by these angles, which is very typical. You would have just had, you know, wood paneling that would hide that effect. It's turning out, I think, pretty nicely. It's fun, though that whether you know it or not, that's a little bit of a challenge there. I had to change the direction of that railing from going up from the base to where they're now coming out of the wall to support the railing. But okay, I don't think I've missed anything. Well, I don't know, should I end on this big nice wall, the flowers, or this room with that fireplace? Yeah, we'll end right here. I'm going to have some still pictures, but thanks you guys. It's fun.